Ever since the turn of the new year, Napoli really started to struggle, unlike most other teams out there. And the problem with their struggles were easily injuries. Their injuries were very bad. I mean, Lukaku and Anguissa got injured about the same time. Then we dipped, had a loss against, I think, Benfica. And then De Bruyne went about the same time, actually. Um, some more struggles came. And then we had to rely on players like Scott McTominay, who's amazing, and David Nettles. Um, and that was great until David Nettles got injured, and we started relying on just McTominay for the full 90 minutes, defensively, offensively, everywhere. And then McTominay gets injured, and then it really gets bad. Luckily, after April, we got most of these players back, but and we're doing pretty good right now. Napoli have, let's see, they've won their last three games against Cagliari, Lis, Torino, and then actually they did win against Hellas Verona. So four. But for a few months there, we really saw a deficit in points, and not only a deficit in points and a drop in the Serie A, but also the knockout in the UCL. They obviously struggled and got losses against teams that on paper they should have beaten, like Juventus and Atalanta, and then also continue to get many draws that I don't think they should have gotten against teams like Copenhagen in the UCL, Como, Roma, who are more difficult sides, but I think they should have had that, and then Hellas Verona as well, and then the list goes on. And they just didn't have the squad depth to be able to like keep up with these bigger squads that they had to face. Chelsea and Benfica both in the UCL, which ultimately led to them getting eliminated from the UCL earlier than we expected. And then also drawing against Inter. I mean, Inter are a good side, but I mean, Bologna were able to put them away in the Super Cup, and then Napoli destroyed Bologna. Um, and I think at the end of the day, Napoli should have been able to have Inter. But again, without their preferred lineup, you're having to rely on players that you don't usually have to rely on. I mean, for a while there, it was bad. You had, at the same time, you had Lukaku, Anguissa, De Bruyne, McTominay, David Neres, Politano, Rahmani, all key players. So that's 7 of your 11 preferred players in the starting lineup injured. So it was just rough to say the least. But now with most injuries gone, only a few others like David Neres haven't returned. But with injuries gone, Napoli are able to re-enter the form that they used to have. And again, they've won 4 games in a row, which is huge. And I think they're trying to fight back in the title race, and I think that they actually do have a decent chance of getting back in the title race. I mean, they're only 1 point behind AC Milan, um, and then just less than 10 points away from Inter. So it's still quite a climb with still roughly 8 match days left, I think. But I think I think they could do it. For a few weeks there, they were in trouble of dropping out of top four, and now they're third, basically second. I mean, for a week there, they were second place. Now, there isn't a lot of time left in the season, but if Napoli can continue to lock in for the next few weeks and get big wins against teams like Milan, Como, Lazio, and Bologna, which we beat Milan once, we can do it again. We've beat Como once, we can do it again. Lazio's a little layup, and so is Bologna. I think if we can put those 4 teams away, then I think Napoli will be in a very, very good spot for the title. And considering that Inter Milan has not been doing very well recently, and AC Milan has some tougher fixtures ahead of them, Napoli could actually have a good chance of pulling away from the 25-26 season with their fifth Scudetto. Those are my thoughts. I think Napoli are pretty good right now, and I think again if they continue to lock in, um, then they'll be sitting in a good spot. I mean, Inter are struggling right now. I think they are dealing with some injury problems right now as well. But losses and draws currently that Inter shouldn't have, and then AC Milan, in my opinion, do have tougher draws ahead of them than Napoli do. So if we can walk away with a win against Milan, even if we walk away with a win against Milan, I think that momentum will be huge and be able to carry out against teams like Como, Lazio, and Bologna. And then the rest of the games should be easy. Um, it's sad that David Nettles won't be back, personally, he's my all-time favorite Napoli player. Um, but it is hard to see him out for the remainder of the season. Not with a confirmed return date yet, but I think even without David Neres, I think this team is good enough, and that with the preferred lineup back, I think we'll be able to get wins against these bigger sides. So really, what comes down to it is, will Napoli beat Milan? I think it's the fifth or the fourth, so coming up. Um, and I think if Napoli win that game, I think the league is as good as theirs. But we'll have to see. What are your thoughts? And thank you so much for watching. That's all for today, and we'll see you very, very soon.